So in Castro, we had impacts on things like we had an industry partner in tourism. And so we sent young astronomers to Uluru. There's a resort there that's run by an Indigenous collective.
Yep.
And so we sent astronomers there really to work with the visitors, to do sky tours, and also training some of the local Indigenous people to do the sky tours.
Yeah.
And we actually made a planetarium show with Museum Victoria that introduced some of our research that way on this enormous dome above you, and there's the night sky, and then we talk about the telescopes and what they can do.
We're attempting not only to gather the data, but to actually simulate that experience in an immersive virtual environment so that people can step into that and, as it were, see through the eyes of a person with a very different sensory perceptual experience than their own. Part of what we do kind of downstream in terms of making this technology available to the public is trying to create contexts where, this is interesting interactive art, or, it's a museum exhibit, or can be accessed in some public context where, people are simply doing what they would do for entertainment anyway.
One of the main goals of this centre is national education outreach programs. So these programs are currently running in 1 or 2 states. We want to make them nationwide. They're very successful at encouraging students into fields like physics and then into university doing science. I would like to do virtual reality in schools, which links to the curriculum and actually helps teach students about things like spectroscopy or the atoms, or you could teach about gravity, things like that, which students need to know, but we'll find it very exciting if they're in a 3D space doing that. The real impact of the centre, beyond the centre lifetime, is in these programs, because I want them to be self-funding. The idea is for them to be fully self-funding and last well beyond the centre lifetime.
A set of Burundian refugees who wanted to grow maize in that area, but couldn't afford land or water. So there's a patchwork of land opening up as different farmers come off the land. And there's new immigrants who are interested in taking up farms. So there was a little bit of a land matching. I think it just involved someone going in there and looking at the situation a bit differently than normal. So the outsider perspective is actually quite more useful than you think in that context, because you could go, oh, why didn't anyone else think of that? But sometimes when people come in with that kind of researcher hat on, you just see things a little bit differently.